After more than 11 years after its inauguration in the year 2015, BRT Sunway Line is the only operating bus rapid transit or BRT in the whole Malaysia. Located in Sunway City in Subang Jaya, Selangor, this 5.4 km BRT line connects key destinations within Sunway City with commuter Tanjung Malim Port Klang Line and LRT Kelana Jaya Line. Throughout its operation, Sunway Line faced numerous challenges: high construction costs, lower ridership than projection, accessibility issues, and Klang Valley Double Track or KVDT replacement project that caused the connecting station of Putrajaya less utilised. This is the second video about the Sunway Line, as I made a video about this BRT line 3 years ago. How was the experience riding the BRT Sunway Line, and why did this line remain as the only BRT line in operation in the country? Let's take a ride in the bus while understand more of the Sunway Line. In the previous video I made in the year 2023, I have elaborated the reasons of why BRT is built in Sunway City despite being planned as lower priority compared to Jalan Ampang and Genting Klang. Well, allow me to summarize. Long story short. Reason number 1, the location along BRT Sunway Line generated significant foot traffic. Foot traffic generated from several locations such as Sunway Lagoon and Sunway Pyramid, private universities such as Sunway University, Monash University Malaysia and Taylor's University, and Sunway Medical Centre. The second reason is that Sunway cooperated with Prasarana Berhad, the asset owner of LRT and most of the buses in Klang Valley under public-private partnership. Today's journey started at Sunyu Monash Station, where the BRT complex is located. BRT complex doubles as park and ride facility together with the bus depot at the top level. There are two unusual things about the BRT Sunway Park and Ride. Unlike the other park and ride facilities which are located at the far ends of the transit line, Sunway Line Park and Ride is located in the middle of the BRT line. Instead of parking here and taking the BRT, why not just drive straight away to destination, only few minutes away? Secondly, there are available spaces in Park and Ride, pretty rare. And this video was taken on a weekday, a working day by the way. BRT Sunway Line uses electric buses on it. How the diesel bus is? BRT is relatively cheaper to build than rail transit such as LRT and MRT due to lesser technical signalling, less complicated engineering, and lower cost of vehicles. Unlike the normal city bus operation, there are ticket gates, platforms, and regular intervals. It is basically a transit system run on rubber wheels. The platform is quite low and it is theoretically possible to cross the track if you do not mind to be hit by the oncoming bus. BRT Sunway Line is fully elevated, allowing the bus to travel above the horrendous traffic at the ground level. Another advantage of BRT is that the fleet can be supplemented by the buses from the other lines to increase the bus frequency, something that is impossible to implement on LRT. How long is the frequency of BRT Sunway Line? It is about 3 minutes during peak hours and 6 minutes during off-peak hours. Good luck putting buses on an LRT track because 8 minutes for peak hour is too long to wait. Despite the advantages of lower cost, no road traffic interference, and ease of use as with the other rail transit, why is BRT not built elsewhere in this country? Theoretically, BRT is more suitable for Malaysian cities as its lower cost and lower capacity with rail transit efficiency is suited for low density housing. No complicated signalling, no tunnelling, and the fleet can be supplemented by normal city buses. There are maintenance works in Sunmet Station, one of a few instances where passengers are allowed to be on the BRT track. By looking into the statistics, it is untrue that people do not want to ride the bus and only wants the train. According to Land Public Transport Agency or APAD, APAD, until March 2026, the average daily passengers of BRT Sunway Line is 26,072. Previously, in the year 2023, the average daily passengers of BRT Sunway Line is 16,440. No wonder there are more people in the BRT this time compared the last time I rode it about 3 years ago. As a comparison, as on March 2026, the average daily bus passengers of the whole Rapid KL network, including MRT feeder buses, not including BRT, is 165,377. This single 5.4 kilometers BRT line carries the similar number as 15.76% of the bus passengers of Rapid KL buses in the whole Klang Valley. When the bus is frequent, predictable, comfortable, and not interfered with traffic jams and side parking, bus services can be as good as the rail services. Arriving at Sunway Lagoon Station, the station nearby Sunway Lagoon. This station also serves Sunway Pyramid Shopping Mall. Rather than walking under the hot sun next to the traffic fumes on the ground level, there are elevated walkways linking Sunway Lagoon Station to Sunway Lagoon and Sunway Pyramid. The elevated walkways is not built for the current purpose. It was once serves as a monorail track. Sunway Monorail, or officially Suntrack 2000, was a single-loop monorail run around Sunway City operated between the year 2000 and 2007. Current BRT alignment between Sunmet and Sunway Lagoon was once part of the monorail alignment before the monorail track was dismantled after 2012 to make room for BRT elevated track. Parts of the former monorail track that was not dismantled between Sunway Lagoon BRT station and Sunway Pyramid was repurposed as the elevated walkways. However, there is no lift to go down to Sunway Lagoon, but at least there are access downs. There is no way to go down to Sunway Metro shop houses from the elevated walkways except jumping from here. And please do not jump from here, it is quite high. Do not attempt it. Entering Sunway Pyramid Shopping Mall. And again, there is no lift inside for this level, thus this walkway does not have barrier-free access. BRT is cheaper than LRT and MRT with frequency and accessibility of rail transit system. Then why is the Sunway Line the only operating BRT system in the whole country? Only one and only. Reason number 1, the construction cost. BRT Sunway Line cost 634 million ringgit to build, which is partially funded by Sunway, who developed Sunway City. Unlike other transit projects, BRT Sunway Line and both KLIA Express and KLIA Transit are the transit lines that was partially funded by the private companies via public-private partnership. The other transit projects after 2003 rely on the government funding as the cost is too high to be profitable for the private companies to operate and pay back the construction loans, as in the case of Star LRT, Putra LRT and KL Monorail. Reason number 2, the fare. A single journey from USJ 7 to Sunway Putrajaya, 5.4 kilometers of distance end to end by token is RM5.40. As a comparison, a 35km trip from Bandar Utama to Johan Steer by LRT Shah Alam Line by QRT CAT is RM4.90. Another comparison, a 47km trip from Kuala Damansara to Kajang by MRT Kajang Line by token is RM5.90. Logic please. As such, a trip by BRT is more expensive than a trip by rail transit, definitely more expensive than the normal city bus. With such a high fare price, building BRT in major cities with such fare structure will be questionable. Unless if the My50 scheme is extended outside Greater Klang Valley similar to Bus.My scheme, the pink buses. After being in operation for more than 11 years, what are the changes and similarities in BRT Sunway Line? Before the usage of diesel-run buses since 2024, BRT Sunway Line was exclusively run by electric buses, the first in Southeast Asia. The electric buses are the same, still in operation after 11 years. Back in the year 2014, 15 electric BYD buses were bought to be deployed. However, not all 15 buses can be put in operation in one time. Thus, diesel-run rapid KL buses are added to supplement the BRT operation, especially during peak hours like this. Furthermore, normal buses have higher capacity than Sunway Line electric buses. At this time, an electric bus arrived. All chairs in the electric bus are arranged next to the bus sides. More room for moving and standing, but only 25 people could sit at one time. Elevated above the congested roads and New Pantai Expressway or NPE, BRT trip feels seamless and smooth just like any other rail transit. Arriving at Sunway Putrajaya, where bus make a U-turn as the station only have one platform. Sunway Putrajaya is the connecting station with Putrajaya, which serves by commuter Tanjung Malim Port Klang line. The station closed in the afternoon as no commuter trains operating between morning and evening rush hours in order to speed up the KVDT replacement project. The accessibility ends here, as Putrajaya station has no lift and no ramp. The good news is that Putrajaya station is under renovation. Hopefully there will be lifts or even escalators. The hums of vehicles on Federal Highway is an opposite world with the silent electric buses of Sunway Line. Since LRT and MRT is too expensive for most of Malaysian cities and bus is infrequent, BRT is obviously the best option for Malaysian cities with sprawling low-density suburbs. But then why is there no BRT line other than the Sunway Line? BRT might be attractive due to its low construction and low maintenance costs. However, low capacity and its high fare makes BRT a hard choice to consider. 5 kilometers of BRT fare is RM5.40, while 35 km trip LRT fare is RM4.90, which is RM1 per kilometer for BRT. As the fare is regulated by APAD, a trip on cancelled Kuala Lumpur Klang BRT between Mid Valley to Klang could cost up to RM30. How about at grade BRT? The construction and operating costs should be cheaper. Taking by the lessons from Bangkok BRT and Hanoi BRT, no full traffic segregation and traffic lights on the road makes the BRT buses no special than the regular city buses. Transjakarta in Jakarta face overcapacity issues as the lines operate in dense areas, which cause the necessity to build MRT lines within the city. Cost-wise, it is cheaper to build a bus lane on an existing route, just like what Singapore did. According to Budget 2025, the cost for building bus lanes in select major routes across Kuala Lumpur is RM10 million. RM634 million for a single elevated bus line, compared with RM10 million to create a bus lanes throughout the city. In the recent years, there is an interest of a new transit type that is cheaper to build than rail transit but higher capacity than BRT. Introducing ART, Autonomous Rapid Transit. One ART set could accommodate up to 250 passengers, which is more than the normal capacity of bus, which is 40 passengers. ART has more capacity per vehicle than BRT with more passengers on board with the same number of drivers. Since letter A is better than B, as in the grades in the Asian exams, A is better than B, so does the future of bus rapid transit. A replacing B, so bus replaced with autonomous rapid transit. As on July 2026, the only ART system under construction is in Kuching, Sarawak across the South China Sea. There are two ART lines under construction by Sarawak Metro, Sarawak state-owned company. The first phase of the project is expected to be opened as early as December 2026. Back to the peninsula, the elevated ART is planned to build across Johor Bahru and its neighbouring cities. With the completion of ETS extension to JB Central on December 2025 and upcoming RTS linking Bukit Jaga, Johor Bahru and Woodlands, Singapore, intra-urban system is crucial for Johor Bahru. An urban transit system is needed to support the expected increase of train users and provide better public transportation system than the existing bus services. I explained the bus of Johor Bahru in the previous video. Go ahead and watch. Link in description and also here up here. Back to Sunway City. This BRT is the only realization of unrealized BRT master plan across Klang Valley that was eventually cancelled due to lack of interest and lack of funding. The functional and efficient BRT that replaced the novelty monorail that was once ran on its path. If you like to ride the BRT Sunway Line, the line serves Sunway City in Subang Jaya, Selangor. The line intersects with LRT Kelana Jaya Line at USJ7 in its southern end and commuter Tanjung Malim Port Klang Line at Setiajaya in the northern end. Transfer at USJ7 is possible with a single token or card, while at Setiajaya you need to tap out as commuter is not under Rapid KL. The attractions along BRT Sunway lines include Sunway Lagoon, Sunway Pyramid, Sunway Geo and hypermarkets Giant and Mydin near South Key. Reference list in the form of article is in the description for your further reference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new about BRT Sunway Line and why it remains the only operating BRT in Malaysia. Thank you so much for watching again and see you in the next video.